Bama, presented by Pepsi Zero Sugar. And joining us on the stage right now are, I'll give it up, the reigning champs of the SWAC West Division in the conference, the Jaguars of Southern University. I always want to say blue and gold, but what color blue is that?
Columbia.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Columbia blue.
Columbia blue and gold. Head coach Eric Dooley, go on, do your thing. Stand up, stand up. Stand up. I mean, you work so hard on the wardrobe on a weekly basis. You know, I'm just going to ask your players, Harold and Jalen, when you see a coach that's dressed like this, does he raise the bar for you?
Definitely, like, you know, you got to come with it. That's why I had to come with it a little bit too. I know I wasn't competing, but I'm trying to at least get second.
I like that. You want a little double-breasted look, huh?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
I like that there. And as a quarterback, you know, Blood, when you see Coach Dooley, does it fire you up, or do y'all take a peek to see his pregame warm-up?
For sure. You know he's never half-stepping, so you got to come with it.
Never half-stepping. All right, dude, let's talk some X's and O's right now. So Southern University, a season ago, made it to the SWAC championship game, fell a little bit short versus Jackson State. What are your thoughts about that moving forward? You know, what do you have to do to get over the hump?
Well, you know, just getting to the SWAC championship game and finishing second, that's not something that we set out to do. So what we did last year apparently wasn't good enough because we didn't win it all, and that's always the goal. So there's some things we had to come back and correct, self-correct, and get better. And I thought the biggest thing was to get some depth and get more consistency. And I thought that's what the assistant coaches did, went out and got more players, and I feel that where we want to be at right now.
You're one of the offensive geniuses within this conference. I always said it for years. I don't know if anybody has scored more points on all these defenses in the conference than an Eric Dooley-led offense. But you know, you got to have that defense to win a championship. What are you trying to improve upon on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, first let me address that offense because I was a little disappointed. I thought that we finished second in a lot of categories, but that's not the offense that I imagined that we would have. I thought we wasn't explosive enough. I thought we left a lot of plays on the field. I thought we left a lot of points on the field. So I'm definitely looking to revamp that offense and be more explosive. But when you talk about the defense, I'm very excited about what they bring to the table. We got some guys on there that can run. They're fast and they're physical. So Coach Miller bringing back a good defensive scheme with some players that we brought in to fit into what we're trying to do. So I'm excited about all three phases of our game, though.
And how would you describe Jaguar football? Now, you know, you've had a couple years there as a head coach there. How would you describe Jaguar football?
Well, the thing is, we tell everybody we're going to play basketball on the football field. We're going to be very fast, and we're going to play for 60 minutes.
You're going to spread about 60 minutes, play fast. Gotcha. And then when you look at some of the players that have to step up for you this upcoming season, we know we got the two young men right now, Harold and Jalen right now, but who are some of the guys that have to step up for the Jaguars to repeat their success?
Well, it's no question that I think Jalen has to step up. You know, he was our leading tackler last year. Bring a lot of leadership to it, and I think he's ready for that. He's been working hard for that, and he does well in the classroom. But when you talk about Harold Blood, because that's what everybody want to talk about, what quarterback that we have, I'm very excited about Harold Blood, what he brings to the table. I know I had to go back and do a little research on him coming out of high school. He was a gunslinger coming out of high school. That fit what I'm looking for in a quarterback that can throw the football around. And you say, well, you didn't throw the ball as much last year, but because we had some of the top running backs in the conference. So you got to understand what you have in your closet and make sure all of them work. Our motto is, it's enough food at the table. You just got to sit there.
I got you. Jalen, let's go over here and talk to some of the players that have to make it happen for you. Jalen, you know, I said it, you know, when you think Dooley, you think offense. But you lead that defense. You led them in tackles right there. What's it like playing defense for the Jaguars?
I love it. And Coach Miller, he really just let us play our game. And, you know, it's fun. Just a year ago, you know, everything was kind of new. But this is second year. We done got more comfortable. We know what Coach Miller wants. And our motto is just we're trying to be good, transition from good to great.
And what do you work on individually to improve your game?
Just be more flexible, stretching more, get my body back right, getting faster, stronger, being dominant.
Because I'm saying, you know, you playing linebacker out there, and that SWAC West, that Wild Wild West, you know, like you said, there's a lot of teams playing basketball out there. So you got to be able to go sideline to sideline, right?
Definitely got to run everywhere. We ready for whatever everybody come with.
Gotcha. Mr. Blood, Harold Blood, quarterback for the Jaguars there. What are some, I know it's a quarterback, so don't try and give me this little sugarcoat answer. Now, I know the truth. What are some of the goals you set statistically for this upcoming season for yourself?
Honestly, right now, I'm not too caught up in individual accolades, but more so like the success of the team and leading those guys to the best of my ability. And I feel like everything will work out the way it's supposed to after that.
Now, I used to, tell me was I wrong, I used to go in there and say, hey, if I throw for 3,500 yards and have, 32 touchdowns and single-digit interceptions, we're going to win. Do you have that, are you going to share that thought in the back of your head, or are you going to make me pull it out of them, Dooley? Every quarterback does.
Now, I want to perform to the best of my ability for sure, but I feel like if I do my part as well as the other 10 on the field, well, the 11 on both sides of the field, we'll be all right.
Any things you have to work on to improve your game?
Things I've been working on right now, I've been meeting with the defensive coaches to understand the defense from their point of view, to understand landmarks and weaknesses in defenses. So that's been the biggest part I've been trying to improve on.
And we had an opportunity to talk off camera before we came on there, and I told y'all, I mean, Southern University, that's my favorite road trip for food. Because Baton Rouge, I don't think anybody's compete with that. So they got a restaurant there called Tony's that we all talked about, we love. So what are you getting when you go to Tony's? Each one of y'all, what do you order when you get to Tony's?
Crawfish etouffee.
Crawfish etouffee. Okay, Jalen.
I'm gonna say Tony's not my favorite. I'm gonna say I like Blue Store. I like the Blue Store. That's my favorite.
So what do you get from there?
The 3-piece combo. You get 3 wings. You get the shrimp fried rice.
Whoa. Stop. You can get chicken anywhere in the country. You go down to that Baton Rouge and that bayou. I need something. In a little story, I say, Southern tailgate is the most unique tailgate I've had. Because when I go to all these other stadiums, and you can just see, you can smell it, right? You can smell it, and you see the smoke. But when I go to a tailgate at Southern, you don't smell nothing. You know why? Because they're stirring everything. They stirring everything. They stirring gumbo. They stirring jambalaya, etouffee, and all that. And you want to talk to me about some chicken, man? Come on, man, I ain't messing with you. What do you give down there? What's your favorite Southern dish down there?
My favorite Southern dish is my wife, red beans and rice and fried chicken. I can get that for free every Monday.
Red beans and rice, that's something there. My favorite, I like them hot sausage po' boys.
But you have to understand where you are. I know you mentioned Tony's, which is a great place. A lot of folks go there and visit, but you have to go and taste the Blue Store chicken. I think you have a different perspective if you went there just to taste the chicken.
Well, I'm going to take you up on your invitation to come to your house on a Monday and get the red beans and rice and fried chicken. How about that?
You'll be back every Monday.
We'll do that, one of the special spots there. Then I asked some of the other guys earlier playing in the big game, what's it like to line up as quarterback under the center in front of a packed house in New Orleans Thanksgiving weekend for the Bayou Classic?
Pre-game, of course, you see all the fans on both sides, but when the game's going, you kind of block it out. You don't really hear as much. So,
Jalen?
It's just coming in that dome, man. It's nothing like it. And I'm so used to playing outside. It's just everything right there, compacted. When them lights hit you, it brings something out of you, It's different. It's nothing like the Bayou Classic, and I love it.
I got you. Well, you know what? If we take a look at your schedule there, if y'all can have a good run through there, hopefully you'll be playing your last game in a dome, which is at Mercedes-Benz Stadium there. But, Coach, when you take a look at that schedule there, obviously getting started right away with conference play, Alabama State, then Jackson State. I know they all mean a little something to you, but what was the thought process behind that schedule?
Well, I thought our AD did a great job in putting that schedule together, and I've been saying it ever since I saw the schedule. We have the best home schedule in all of college football. How can you not go to the Jackson State when you talk about the Alabama A&M, you talk about Florida A&M, you talk about Prairie View, you talk about Texas Southern? That is the best home schedule that anyone can ask for. So we know that the Bluff is going to be packed. So we've been telling guys to get their season tickets right now. It's going to be a standing room only with that type of schedule right there. But I love the schedule.
So is it more exciting to play in the Classic or coach in the Classic as a head coach? And win, I guess you got to say win it. Winning the Classic as a coach or winning the Classic as a player?
Well, 30 years ago, I would say play, but right now, just to coach, because I try to live through them, and that's tough right now because these guys are fast and physical, but just to walk, like they say, to walk in that dome is nothing like it. You cannot accept a job at a Southern University, Grambling State University, and don't mention the Bayou Classic.
I got you. Well, you heard it from the man himself. These are the Jaguars of Southern University, making the boys of Baton Rouge, Louisiana proud. We've got more from SWAC Media Day.